everyone. Today we got another cope guide, different from, Cap, obviously. Uh, in cope, there's been a lot of new copes that have been added, but today I wanted to go over these two guys, Jumblinart and Jumblegore. They're like really uniquely like not great, but I still want to go over them because they have some unique stuff that is pretty funny, and after a day of using them, or mostly Jumblinart, you'll see why. I've gotten pretty attached, but firstly, let's go over the differences between them. Even though they have similar names, similar types, as you can see, their abilities are very similar. Their main difference is the moves that they learn and the stats. Um, Over here, you see Jumblinart has 66 HP and 55 speed with 77 attack, while Jumblegore over here has 77 HP, 55 attack, and 66 speed. Uh, don't worry about Jumblinart seeming worse because, it has higher attack, but it doesn't have that much more attack for you not to be using special attack. Trust me, Jumblinart is still the better of the two, and you'll see why. The first thing actually here is Boil. Boil boils the target and has a 100% burn and high crit ratio. It's better Scald, and you might think that's broken, but look at these stats, they're not that great. I think the main, best ability to go for Jumblinart is always Gooey. Like, yeah, you're not fast, but if something like is not that fast either, and they hit you with contact, I mean, you can outspeed them and go for Calm Mind and Boil. I mean, if we go over this move set, it's pretty good on the special side. He also gets Nasty Plot, which can also be good, but yeah, I mean, Jumblinart's main thing is using Boil. Like, it's the only other mon other than Slub that can use Boil in Cope OU, which is why I think it's pretty funny. Boil Calm Mind is also really good, like synergy for that. But yeah, Catalyst we'll actually get into right now for Jumblegore. Even though both of them get it, I think Catalyst is better on Jumblegore for different reasons, but Catalyst, upon switching, adds the opponent's type to the Pokemon's type. So let's say if you switch in on like a Weatherbane, you'll be Poison, Psychic, Steel, Flying. That's like, in most cases, it doesn't really do much, but in some cases, in some like niche type combo cases, it can be pretty good. Main problem is that it's lots of these guys, which stat wise are not great. But yeah, Jumblegore over here is the worst of the two. It gets more fire moves than water moves. It gets Sacred Fire, which is pretty cool. But you're not really going to be using Sacred Fire since it has lower attack. The main thing is, setting up spikes. You got Lava Plume. It actually gets Pivot in Slip Turn. Both of them do. Um, but in my opinion, Jumblegore isn't really that unique with, Toxic Spikes. I mean, yeah, other things, Toxic Spike, but, Jumblegore Slip Turns and Toxic Spikes. I mean, not a lot of things Toxic Spikes while also, pivoting, but eh. As a Pokemon in itself, it's definitely worse than Jumblinart in a lot of ways, mainly because, it doesn't get Boil. Um, but Slip Turn is like, yeah, I mean, Lava Plume though. I mean, Lava Plume is basically a really watered down Boil. I mean, if you're just lucky enough, it can be good. Special defensive. I mean, you're bulkier than Jumblinart, which is why I recommend using Jumblegore more defensively, while Jumblinart more offensively, while still having defensive capabilities, since you're still not really going to be living a lot of hits with 66 HP, 88 defenses. So yeah. Um, Jumblegore can also, be used under Trick Room with specs because it gets Eruption. And like I said, like Jumblinart, its special coverage is like okay, its special coverage isn't like amazing, but it has enough special coverage to, it has enough special coverage to exist. Like I don't think these guys are really, that amazing. But I definitely do recommend using them for the funny, especially because Catalyst is a really, really funny ability. Last thing about these two is that they don't get any good stab, psychic, or poison moves. The only thing that they can do is Synchronize, which is supposed to synergize with Catalyst, but your opponent can really just switch out, so it's not really that great, right? And also acid spray is weak moves. Yeah, you're mainly going to be not using like stab at all because you're going to want to be relying on catalysts for mainly your funny, right? But yeah, that's Jumblinart and Jumblegore. Definitely Jumblinart is better than Jumblegore, but I definitely think in the design department, both of them are like on equal level. These guys are amazing. Maybe not battle wise. I definitely do think you should be using Jumblinart though. But yeah, that's gonna be doing it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and maybe next time I'll go over a cope that's actually broken. That's probably not like probably not gonna happen since most of the copes are pretty well balanced. But yeah, here, uh, that's it. That's it. Maybe next time will also be a poison type that I also think is pretty mediocre. But yeah, see ya.